Welcome, networking. I brought coffee. This is what I'm having for lunch. Today, we are going to be talking about networking. It is something that is essential and it provides a vital link to support building community engagement, disseminating your message, and it goes beyond simple contact. It helps foster meaningful relationships and can catalyze into social change and policy development. To be able to be an effective networker, both in person and online, you have to understand the needs of the people you're networking with, as well as your own business. You are able to help secure opportunities, mobilize resources. In all essence, networking is not just strategy, but it is foundational for impactful leadership. You might be wondering who I am. Hello, it is me. I am Estefania. I am with the Commvey team, as well as you have been seeing me around posting on LinkedIn or worked with me before. If you would like to know about my bio, it is here. It's also on our website. Let's dive into more networking tips and tricks. To be able to be a good networker, you have to practice active listening. And if you're wondering what active listening is, it is the practice of listening to understand, not just respond. It involves being fully in the moment and concentrating on what is being said, processing that information, and then being able to respond very thoughtfully. Some tips for active listening. You want to maintain eye contact, not in an unsettling way, but just maintain eye contact. It not only shows engagement, but also respect. And it signals to the speaker that you are fully focused on engaging with them. As part of active listening, you want to ask clarifying questions, which demonstrates that you are listening and paying attention to what you are being told, and also that you are seeking to get a deeper understanding of the topic. Summarize and reflect back. This helps ensure that you have correctly understood the speaker and it shows your value and their input. You also want to avoid interrupting. This allows the speaker to fully express their thoughts and show patience and respect for their perspective. With networking, you always want to rely on the power of authenticity. You want to build genuine connections. So authenticity works, and it allows you to have the genuine interaction, which then leads to stronger, more meaningful connections. Some examples of this: you share personal stories, you are showing vulnerability, and are sharing real interest in others. This in turn helps foster lasting relationships and then builds trust. The next tip is having empathy and networking. Empathy deepens the connection by enabling us to really understand others' perspectives and also challenges. It builds trust, it encourages collaboration, and it fosters a more supportive and stronger relationship, which then is essential for collective achievement. With empathy, it gives you the ability to understand and share the feelings of other people. In networking, specifically, it means you are putting yourself in someone else's shoes to understand not only their perspectives, but also their needs. And when you put yourself in other shoes, you are able to approach that conversation with a mindset to learn, understand, and not simply respond, which then builds deeper empathetic connections that will last. Taking initiative in networking. This is very important because taking initiative is key to unlocking new opportunities and building valuable connections. You don't simply want to build connections for the sake of building connections, but connections that are valuable to you and each other, respectively. This then shows that you are being proactive, making positive change, and you are initiating conversations, which will open doors to other collaborators and further insights. The importance of initiating these conversations cannot be taken for granted. You don't want to wait for opportunities to come to you. You have to be proactive in reaching out to others, because then you will see that you get unexpected and valuable connections. With networking in person and online, you would think that there are a lot of differences there, but both are valuable in their own way. With in person, it allows you to have a personal touch, proximity, shared experiences, while online offers are much broader. And I always advise use both. Don't limit yourself to only one. You might be wondering how to get started. So I've put together some conversation starters, and we will make these available so you don't have to worry about taking a screenshot of them now. But I have some starters that are meant to open dialogues. They're able to uncover concerns, explore areas of collaboration, and these are ready to go to help you explore opportunities to connect. My favorite is, hi, my name is, or I am. What's something you've learned recently that you've found really impactful? This is not only a really good way to get things started and also get their insights as to what they find impactful and how that will help you. Other ones are, what do you enjoy doing outside of work? What skills or interests are you currently trying to develop? So that is trying to ascertain where they want to go with their career. These conversation starters are really good because you are able to have quick one-liners that will not simply say, hi, I'm here from X company. What's up? It gives the conversation a little bit more depth. After you've had these conversation starters, after you've had conversations in these situations, you want to have effective follow-up. You don't want to let these relationships fall by the wayside and just die out. So you want to have a significant follow-up because you will be able to keep the conversation going, and it shows that you have valued their connection and are interested in continuing it. Some tips for this are, you want to be timely, you want to express gratitude, and you want to mention specific topics that show that you are being attentive and are having genuine interest in continuing to engage. Not simply, hello, my name is, we met at that coffee place. What's up? You want to have your follow-ups be a little bit more in depth so as to foster stronger engagement. To be able to do that, I'm sharing, which will also be made available, an email follow-up template. It's great connecting at X event, great meeting you, enjoyed conversation, been thinking about points you shared. I found them insightful. As discussed, I'm deeply interested in X. I'd love to continue the conversation. This is setting up plans for the future. If you want to continue, let's set up a call. So you're talking about, you're being grateful. You're talking about shared interest. You are proposing future collaboration. Of course, you can personalize these emails. You can change it around so it has the ability to have your voice and tone, not simply a standard template. But if you put together a standard template, of your own, you will be able to quickly get these emails generated after networking opportunities. So I always suggest do this right away. With networking in general, one of the key things that I like to point out is you want to be helpful. And the reason that is because being helpful and offering assistance or resources without expecting anything in return can then lead to a positive connection and begin to reinforce your network strength. You want to have people be able to count on you, which then means you, of course, have to follow through. Some examples of being helpful have resulted in unexpected opportunities and strengthened relationships, which of course leads to positive connections. I have met a great deal of people, and I often work, my helpfulness is being able to connect them with others that are providing X service or goods. So I might not be able to do the thing that they need, but I know someone who does. And then people know that they can rely on me to be a good beacon of information when they are lacking something. With networking, one of the key things that we are continuing to build on is strong communication skills. Effective communication is that bridge that connects us all. It enables us to have an exchange of ideas, feelings, knowledge, opportunities. It is the foundation of establishing trust, understanding, and ensuring meaningful impact so we can collaborate more effectively, navigate differences, and build stronger, more resilient communities and businesses. With communication, we want to be clear and concise. We want to be straightforward and articulate our thoughts to clearly avoid misunderstandings. We want to be straightforward, but we also want to be very polite. So no straightforwardness. You always want to ask how people are doing. You want to be able to engage with people in a very human capacity, not simply, hey, I need this by this time. You promised it at the networking event. We want to continue to include that human connection. And as always, we want to carry out using our active listening skills. Additionally, with strong communication skills, we want to be able to master open-ended questions because they foster two-way communication and you are able to show the speaker that you value what they have to say. So on Trend, I've written up some open-ended questions for you to have available. These are going to be designed to evoke thoughtful responses and encourage dialogue. They will reveal insight about their needs, aspirations, and be able to be used to deepen conversations and connections. And it's questions such as, what is a professional or personal interest you're passionate about, and what drives your enthusiasm for it? So it is not yes, no. It is something that they're going to have to sit with a second, think about it, and then be able to give you a thoughtful response. Or a really fun one is, how do you feel about a direction our industry, if you're networking with similar industry people, how do you feel about the direction that we're going in? This is telling you about what they feel like for the future. Are there going to be ways in which they have a cool idea in which you'll be able to collaborate? So it just opens the door to learn more about them and be able to build those relationships, which then leads to building trust through liability. Trust is the cornerstone of any strong relationship, serving as the big foundation for any effective collaboration and mutual respect. It is earned through consistent, reliable actions, and it shows that we value the connections and commitments. We want to keep our commitments. Doing what you say you will do builds trust, credibility, and it is essential for anyone that is a leader. With being reliable, it not simply builds that trust, but you also become a reliable networking. You follow through on your promises and are being dependent in your actions, which will then open doors for further networking and other opportunities. With opportunities often comes working and encountering people that are different from us. So we want to embrace open-mindedness. You will meet very diverse people, and you should be open to engaging with individuals from all walks of life, because diversity of these experiences enriches conversation and broadens your perspectives. You might be networking events and come up with really creative ideas that you wouldn't have thought of. And it gives you unexpected opportunities. You might be able to build new business leads. You might be able to find out about different organizations. And being this open-minded can lead to other significant changes in your life, because you never know what you will encounter. One of the things that I like to point out with open-mindedness, with communication, is the giving back mentality. So you want to give back through networking attendance, mentorship, advice, support. All of these things are going to strengthen your network, and they're going to build a culture of generosity. You are also able to support others and other causes, because you are using your network to amplify important causes and support others in their endeavors. So this not only helps the community, but also reinforces your role as a leader in your community, in your business field, and your role overall. So there is always something to be said about giving back. We have covered a lot of networking tips today, and there is so many multifaceted aspects of networking. So you want to practice active listening, build trust, and have these skills that are not just tools, but they are also essential components of leadership and community building as a whole. Networking at its core is about forging connections that are not only professionally beneficial, but also enrich our understanding and empathy towards others. One of the things that I want to encourage you to do is set networking goals. Have clear objectives for networking, because this will be able to help guide you in your efforts to measure progress. And if you're competitive like me, you can make it a little game. If you exchange information and have conversations with X amount of people, you get a cute little treat on your way home. Or, you have a competition with your business partner as to who can make the most connections. Then you get bragging rights until the next networking event. By doing this, by setting these goals, by going out into the world and networking, you're going to be in a time and place of continuous improvement. Like any skill, networking improves reflection, practice, and growth. We also have to be able to adapt. So you have to remember, networking is a journey. It is about learning, connecting, growing together. And you have to commit to making your networks as inclusive and empathetic as possible. So I hope you will go out into the world and set some good networking goals and network a way to grow with your networks and other opportunities. And if you have any questions, send them our way.